Within the back streets of many cities lies the undercover world of unusual creatures known as floppies. Floppies once lived under human control, but have returned to their wild ways. This shopping center, for example, has become home to the hunter and the hunted alike, and the result is always the same. Wild floppies live off of the seagull alone, and are considered the most highly specialized of seagull eaters. The floppy's arsenal includes a muscular build and jaws as powerful as calculus.
As you can see, this floppy here is following a specific procedure in stalking its prey. First, to disguise its scent, which is very well known to the Loris californicus, the floppy sits in a particular bush that has flowers infused with the smell of fried chicken due to their close proximity to the Popeye drive-thru.
Next, if the floppy detects that the wind is not exactly so, it resorts to tree climbing to warm up its muscles and observe the flying techniques of the Loris californicus. Finally, the floppy is ready to do what it is most known for in the animal kingdom. All floppies are born with supreme first derivative test jumping capabilities. You see, seagulls only fly at specific heights at different times and temperatures throughout the day.
This means the floppy must first carefully derive how high it must jump based on how fast it initially leaves the ground. The most well-respected scientists of our time have all agreed that floppies must be doing calculus, since they have absolutely no sense of hearing, sight, and practically no spatial orientation.
That is why, on average, a floppy jumps 3.14 million times a week before catching a single seagull. We are now going to do exactly what a floppy does in its head: calculate the maximum height to jump.
Rhythm is our business, rhythm is what we sell.
One thing you need to know about the floppy is that every floppy enjoys a good story. So, I would like to tell you a story about Archimedes. So, we all know that the great mathematician Archimedes was the first person to accurately measure pi, but there are a few things you probably haven't heard about him. So the story goes, when Archimedes lived, he was a very distinguished mathematician, and so the kings came to him with his gold crown and said, "Archimedes, I want you to measure the volume of this gold crown." And so Archimedes didn't really know how to do it, and he spent a really long time trying to figure it out. So one day, he was stepping into his bathtub, and he noticed that while he was stepping into the bathtub, his foot displaced the water, and he realized that the displacement would equal the volume. So Archimedes was very excited about this, so he actually ran down the streets of Syracuse completely naked, yelling, "Eureka! Eureka!" Which means I found it. So yeah, we still know about that because it was a very strange thing to do. So the other story about Archimedes is in 214 BC, the Roman conqueror Marcellus decided to lay siege to Syracuse to add it to the Roman Empire. And so he brought his whole army there, and Archimedes was like, "Nope, not my city." So he built all these contraptions and lined the walls of Syracuse with all these like crazy artillery and stuff, all this stuff that he invented. And one of the things he invented was called the Claw of Archimedes,
And it was actually like this huge contraption that would literally lift boats out of the water. Because, you know, Syracuse has this big seawall. It would lift the boats out of the water and then drop them and destroy them. So Archimedes basically defended this entire city by himself. And so Marcellus was actually very impressed by Archimedes, and he said, okay, we're just going to do a blockade. So they stopped trying to attack Syracuse and they just waited it out. So that went on for 2 years, and finally the Romans broke through. Finally the Syracuse ran out of supplies. So when they broke this stalemate, Marcellus ordered that Archimedes not be harmed because he had so much respect for such a great mathematician, you know. But unfortunately, a Roman soldier, as the story goes, came upon him while he was doing a math problem in the dirt. And the Roman soldier said, Archimedes, you have to go with me. This is the story, there's a lot of different versions. But he said, Archimedes, you have to come with me. And he said, no, I have to finish my math problem first. Definitely have to finish your math problems first. And the Roman soldier got angry and killed him. So that's the story of Archimedes. This has been story time! Hooray!
We're just getting ready for shots. I don't know.
For the high school?
We don't really know what we're doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was one of those things where you have a little troll and they travel all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
They take pictures.
No. Wait, am I in the shot?
No.
Rhythm is our business.